So hey, Scruggs here. I bought this really nice generator. I'll show you a picture of it here. From Conda. It is a tri-fuel to Westinghouse. And I haven't used it yet. And I don't think I'm going to have to, because winter's just about over. And I'm probably going to use this for some other stuff this summer and spring, but I wanted to drain the fuel out of it. So go to my owner's manual. The owner's manual says that you can either siphon it out, which I don't really want to do because I don't want to have to go out and buy something that I have to siphon it out of, you know, a motor or a hand pump or something, and I don't want to do it by mouth. Or you can take this screw loose on this on the carburetor bowl. Well, I'll show you what the owner's manual says. And can't really get a good picture from here. Hold on a second. I'm going to turn this generator around. So yeah, here's the bowl that they're talking about. They're talking about that screw right there. Well, there's supposed to be a hose or a metal outlet under there, and it's not there, and you're supposed to unscrew that screw and it's supposed to come out through there. Well, I've also seen, I kind of googled it, and the other thing is you take that piece out right there. I've seen some people do, and I'm like, you know, I'm not doing all that crap. I'm guessing that's some kind of sensor because it's got a wire that goes to it. So I'm like, you know, screw this. This thing has almost 10 gallons in it. So I'm going to have to do this in 2 different stages. But I got to thinking, and I'm like, you know, you really shouldn't have to do all that crap. So here's what I came up with. Now, I'm sorry, I'm pulling this thing back around at the same time. So here's what I come up with. I got to thinking, and I'm like, I always run generators or anything like that dry when I cut them off. So in other words, I shut the fuel off, let them run until it empties the carburetor, and that way the carburetor doesn't stay gummed up from our crappy fuel that we have today. So I got to thinking, and I'm like, okay, so you shut the fuel off, there shouldn't be nothing running to the carburetor or anything. So this is what I've come up with, and I'm going to try this and see if it works, and it should. There's your fuel shut-off switch. And then that goes down here to a bunch of, well, it's a tri-fuel, so this is where your propane comes in. This is your main switch right here, which is kind of hard to see. This is your main switch. It goes to that big button. It kind of tells you what kind of fuel you want to run. So I got to thinking, why can't I just take this hose off? I ran it dry. There's no fuel, or there should be no fuel going through this system. So this is what I've come up with. I've got my empty container here. I've got a 5/8 hose running down to it. Now the only thing I don't like, and I don't know how this is going to work, this has got a filter in it, which kind of sucks because this is one of these new, and I can't get that piece out. I've tried and it won't come out. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of wedge this thing up in here like this. And I'm going to take that line loose, and I'm going to open that valve. And technically, it should run down into my can. Now the other thing I don't like is I can't tell when this can is going to get full. So I'm going to have to periodically check it, but let's give it a try and see what happens. I got me a couple of rags here just in case. I'm going to position this a little better so that I can get in there. And we're just going to take this clamp off because this is bolted directly to the tank. It'll take two. No, I can do it one-handed. Oh, that's a tight fit. All right, hold on. I tell you what, that is one tight fitting hose. All right, there's gas coming out of it. Now you can see it's in the off position, so I'm not really sure, but just to be on the safe side. Now I have taken the gas cap off to relieve pressure in the system. So let's just see what this does here. Okay, so that's just what was left over in the line. All right, I'm gonna dry my hands off here. We're gonna open this. We're gonna do it really slow. Yep, there we go. Works like a charm. I'm gonna do this slow. I'm not gonna let it run out fast because there we go. Yeah, works like a charm. So hopefully this will help somebody out. I'm not going to show y'all. Basically just put your line back on. Yeah, so instead of taking that thing out down at the bottom, that's all you got to do, folks. Hope this helps somebody out, because I was like, I ain't siphoning that stuff out and taking that thing off. And so appreciate you watching.